Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Operator SDK Issue Triage meeting. This meeting will be recorded, so don't say anything you don't want to be on the internet forever. And I'll share my screen and let's get started. Great. Can you all see the issues page?
Yes.
Can you make it a little bigger?
Yeah. That good?
Yeah, that's better.
Cool. Let's start off. Golang-based operator tutorial, issues with the content of file memcache controller.go. Okay, so it looks like the controller runtime version is not correct.
The controller runtime version is not correct, and also there needs to be change in basically the project structure. So one of it was merged before, and I think we have regenerated the samples. So if we backport that, this should be fine.
Okay, how? I'm wondering like how this is passing or how it passed back then, but it isn't working right now. Like, I guess I need to look into this a little bit for my own understanding. I'm just wondering why this is how this broke now, because we're using this in tests.
I think there is some discrepancy in the SDK version which they are using, because this particular version of controller runtime is 0.6.
Okay. Yeah, so this should be using what 6.3. Yeah. So I mean, theoretically, this should work fine. Okay, I'll think about this a little bit more, but it sounds like you know what the issue is. So do you want to work on fixing this in, well, so this is 1.2. I guess technically we still are pushing bug fixes to this. So it might be, yeah, it might be worth fixing. Do you want to see if you can cherry pick the fix in master?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, and this can, do you think you can do this today, or do you think this would be good for the next release?
I can try doing this today. If not, I'll push it to the later release. This seems to be pretty simple.
Okay. We'll just put it in 1.5 because the 1.4 release is in 2 days. Watch permissions need to be added to pods in the examples. Right. So basically the sample doesn't have the correct RBAC generated for it. And we probably should be adding that. I thought it was added, but I don't think the RBAC is being regenerated for some reason. So it looks like this is still an issue. I think I know what the solution is. We just need to like rework some steps in our samples generator. So I can take this on.
Which one is this for? Which
for Go.
Oh, for Go.
Yeah.
But this is one of the things that's explicitly mentioned in the Helm operator that I was talking about earlier. I just assumed that if this was what was happening, I would be at least be getting some sort of error out of the controller manager.
You do. You get like cannot access resource or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, forbidden. That usually just means it's an RBAC error. I mean, it's perhaps not very specific, but at least it gives you some information about what service account it's affecting. And maybe you have like some resource not specified in your RBAC file. But yeah, this is an issue. I'm pretty sure I know why this is happening. So I'll take a look at this. Cool. I'm going to backlog this. I don't think I have time to work on this right now, but actually, no, because I'm assigned to it, I'm going to add it to the 1.5 release. That makes more sense. Okay, test fails with no matches for kind route, although route v1 is added to the schema. So it looks like this was discussed in some offline chat. And it looks like there is an upstream fix to this. Does anybody who is part of this conversation know what's happening here?
No clue.
Okay, well, it looks like this is just an upstream mtest bug. So I'm going to close this out since this was referenced.
Is it though?
What's that?
Is it really just, I guess.
I can take a look over at the issue because I remember working on this and trying this out in the QBuilder and test, and I was able to add an external API successfully. So it must be something related to the doc, if I'm not wrong.
So, sorry, can you say that again? This is related to this bug, this problem?
Yeah, this was, I remember working on this, adding an external API, and it seems to work well with QBuilder. So I think it must be related. Something in the doc must be missing, or something which is being done while adding the API to the scheme must be wrong here. But I can take a look over this and take it.
Yeah, I think it's mostly something to do with SDK docs and ensuring that SDK docs describe how to work with the core types and third-party APIs.
Well, I mean, based on what this person is saying, this is almost exactly matching this end test issue. But if you're able to get, if you're able to replicate or not replicate this exact issue with this person's setup, then it might be a docs issue. And you're saying that you cannot replicate this, correct, Varsha?
Yeah. Not exactly this, but something similar to adding of a third-party API. But I can look into this more and check if something else is happening here.
Yeah, I mean, if you're able to add this route to the scheme and then run like an mtest setup like they're doing here, then I think this might just be a docs issue or user error. So yeah, do you want to work on this in that case?
Yeah.
I'll also throw this to 1.5 since you're working on it. Helm-based operator ability to update.
Looks like they want to update the API or the
Where is it?
chart. I mean, right now it seems like an RFE.
This, I'm just thinking about this. So this is not great because the create API command doesn't really know what the user's done to various scaffolds after create API was run first. Now, I think we could add some scaffold markers to allow that file, like this role file, to be updated. I don't know what else would need to be updated, but maybe that could be solved with other markers as well. But I inherently don't think this should be a separate command. If anything, there should just be a flag added to create API that says like dash dash that's named dash dash update.
So from what they said, they basically initialized a project and then they created an API and then they updated the chart outside, like, externally. And then they tried to do another create API.
Yeah, and then
doesn't
they're
know
trying
what
to
to do.
reapply the changes from the updated Helm chart to the existing API.
Okay.
Right. I think I also heard from a similar use case that from a community operator, they wanted to basically upgrade their operator to a newer version that support a newer Helm chart. So they basically told me that this is not documented in the website at all, and also potentially not support at all. So what I need to do is they need to recreate the operator / API from scratch and then using an updated chart. So it'd be nice that, like you guys said, having a single command and then add some flag and then directly apply similar configurations and then provide the upgrade capabilities.
Right. Yeah, so this is something that we should probably think about, but I don't know. I probably don't have time to work on this. Does anybody want to volunteer for this? If not, I can add help wanted.
I can look at it.
Yeah. Do you have time to like actually work on this feature? Because I don't want to assign this if you don't think you can get it done.
Not for 1.4.
Yeah, definitely not for 1.4.
I mean, you can put helps wanted on it for now, and then
Yeah. Just because I know that you have a bunch of issues assigned to you, and I don't want to overburden you. you're doing quite a bit, which is awesome. But yeah, I don't even like, I think this is a nice to have feature, but it's not like a high priority in my opinion. Okay, I'm gonna throw this in the backlog then. Document compatibility with OLM. Right. So the Operator SDK has several commands that work with OLM, and one command that even installs OLM. Recently, what we started doing is packaging a particular OLM version, a set of versions as bin data with the Operator SDK to install that particular version. That makes it faster and de facto defines what the Operator SDK supports in terms of OLM versions at any given time. So we're already kind of doing this, but it's not explicit. So this set of versions needs to be documented. And on top of that, we really should be testing with all these versions. That is kind of a problem because that explodes our test matrix a lot, but that is okay if we are saying that we support those versions. Like, we really should be testing with those. So I would say we need to do both of those things. So I'll just make a comment about that. Actually, I will follow up on this afterwards because it's a decent amount to type out. Does everybody understand, everybody who cares, understands the problem here? And does the solution I just described make sense? I'll take silence as a yes.
Yeah, that's fine.
Webhook not location is incompatible with older versions of OLM. Yeah, this is a problem that we had before because controller runtime had a hard-coded path, I believe, to where these certs were located in cluster. And now you can actually change that path. And also OLM had its own hard-coded path. So there was a disconnect. So let me see, Varsha, what do we actually need to do here?
The workaround for the previous versions of OLM is that we specify the location of cert while setting up the webhook, basically in the controller runtime in the project. So controller runtime will take care of that and look at the location which is specified instead of the default location. So that's kind of a workaround if someone is using an older version of OLM.
Okay. So this is just a documentation issue. Like we just need to document a workaround for 1.1 and 1.0, I guess.
Yep.
Okay. I can probably take this on. Yeah. Does that sound good to you, Varsha? If I do this?
Yeah, sure.
Identify the leader pod. I have the below use case: three operator replicas, run a sidecar container. And I want to identify from the sidecar container which operator pod is running as leader. Well, this is kind of weird.
Very much so.
So this is a question, I guess. And basically what they're asking is, can I somehow check if the pod that I'm running in is the leader pod of the set of operator pods across 3 availability zones. And I guess because you know the leader ID from the operator, you can also use that in this sidecar to see if you might have to do something with the leases API here, but I'm not really sure. I would need to investigate this a little bit, unless anybody else would like to take this on.
I'd like to investigate this. This is Rashmi.
Okay. Thank you.
There is a document on leader election with sidecars which talks about this in the official Cube Builder site. So in case that's helpful, I've just added that in the chat.
Oh, cool. Can you send that to the Slack or into the Zoom chat? Operator SDK generate bundle H has no instructions examples for non-operator SDK projects. I don't think this is in scope for Operator SDK. I mean, maybe the samples could be generalized, but we're not trying to like, we do want to support non-operator SDK projects, but like not to the extent where we're documenting just some arbitrary usage if we can avoid it. I mean, yeah, if we can make things agnostic, then that'd be great. I don't know. I guess this commit is just linking to master.
I mean, what would you need to do? You would need to like manually generate a project file and all that?
No, so those commands are intended to work outside of a project. So you wouldn't need a project file. I don't know. This seems kind of weird to me.
Oh, I see. It looks like when you run -H, it prints out the commands like make bundle build, and then it kind of shows the output of the directory after running those. So that means if they are an operator that doesn't use SDK, there is no make bundle, there is no make bundle build. What is it that, I guess it doesn't tell them what they need to pass in to generate a bundle.
Right. So I guess like we could update some of these comments here to say what is actually being created by Bink manifest, but all these commands down here are just naked operator SDK commands. Okay, so I guess my response would be like, I could probably do this.
Here's a dumb question.
Yeah, what's up?
Why would generate bundle reference make bundle? Because to me, if I'm using generate bundle, I would want to know what are the examples that I need to pass to it with a reference to, hey, go check out make bundle. In other words, if I'm looking at generate bundle because I'm new to the operator SDK, then I may want to be pointed to make bundle, but I still want to know what steps I should pass in to generate bundle versus, because the stuff that's in make bundle and the example that prints out, that's the type of stuff I would see in the docs in terms of my tutorial or quick start. When I init and create an API, now I've got my make file.
Right. I think part of the reason was the generate bundle like really is intended to be used with an Operator SDK project because there's a whole bunch of stuff you should probably do before running it. And it requires some sort of, well, it doesn't require, but the way that you typically use it is by passing in some customized output, customized build output specifically, which is like, you can obviously set that up in a non-SDK project, but it's already done for you. So this is kind of like if an error occurs when you run make bundle, then this might pop up if the error was in generate bundle. Or if you're just curious about how it's used with other commands, then this will step you through like how it's actually used. I could see though removing this bit right here, or just completely removing everything else that isn't related to generate bundle and just have like those few lines and have like different use cases for it. In fact, that's probably a good idea.
Yes, that I agree with.
Cool. Good question. Ansible-based operator logging verbosity flags don't affect events written to standard out.
I can do this one because I was trying to figure out something with verbosity for other things in there just this week and trying to work on something else. So
Is this an actual bug?
I don't know if it's a bug. It could be a lost one. Oh, it could be because that annotation, I added that to increase my verbosity and nothing happened. So they could be trying to use it the opposite way, and we probably are running into the same issue. They basically want to shut the thing up, and I wanted to have it spit out everything. And no matter what I added in that annotation, nothing was being respected.
Okay, so this is a bug.
I think so, yes.
Okay.
So bug, ling.
And you want to take this on, or?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Do you think you can?
1.5.
1.5.
I mean, I'll probably be working on it for 1.4 because I'm looking at a different one.
Okay.
And then I think there's a label for Ansible.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Make install fails following quick start for Go-based operators. Right. So
this is the
Jesus,
weird
if you
bug.
wanna, yeah.
This was the weird bug where the library that does pluralization was completely busted. And I think the last time it was fixed in an update. Yeah, they fixed it in controller runtime and QBuilder. So we just haven't picked up the fix. I don't know how you fix it for like 1.3 or some other version without fixing that library. Because basically this person used ship write build and the pluralization made it buildrin.
Children, buildren, same thing.
Yeah.
That's funny. So yeah, that like you're right. This was fixed in 041 in controller gen.
The one thing we could do is if we do an override, so it's Go Buffalo Flect is the library,
Yeah.
and 0.2.0 is busted, but 0.2.2 works. So conceivably, we could update ours to require a newer one, or they could do that. I don't know if that will help them, but
what really should happen is controller gen should be like 030 should be patched with this PR with this change, and then 031 should be released because 040 has a default change which is breaking. So basically the CRD version and webhook version are defaulted to V1 instead of V1 beta 1. It's a pretty big change. So this, if we backport this, then we can just update the base scaffold instead of having to like require a different Flect version.
okay. So this would be create a PR for an older controller tools.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I can do that if no
Yeah.
one else, because I already know where it is. It's just probably figuring out how to post the PR. So this one I can do.
Cool.
Yeah, this was my Friday trying to figure this one out because I was like, dude, you're running quick start commands. That should just work.
Yeah. It
and then when I saw Bildren, I said, what generates that?
Well, what's weird here is the author is using Operator SDK 1.3, which does use controller gen 041. So this should technically be fixed, but it's not. So I was going to close this, and I actually did, but then I reopened it because I want to figure out what.
Then the step that happens is when we do make manifest, which downloads controller gen and then runs it.
Yeah,
at
but
that
it should
point
be downloading.
Is when it busted.
It should be downloading 041.
It should be. I swear that's what it says in the make file.
We'll see what. I want to know what plugin they're using, whether it's Go V2 or Go V3. And if it's Go V2, then there's a problem. If it's Go V3, then I have no idea. But for right now, actually,
I can reach out to Adam too, because we were also in Slack talking about this.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this in 1.5 just because this might not actually be something we can fix here. I might end up just closing this because it's an upstream issue, but if we can get this backported, then we can probably do a bug fix here. So this is appropriate.
Perfect.
Okay. Unable to run make generate fails due to Golang version issues. Right. Well, you should probably. So this is actually coming from KubeBuilder. It does a version check, and I'm pretty sure that this is what's failing. So yeah, you basically can't use Go 113 here.
You'd have to stay with an older SDK then. If they can't move to 113. I mean, if they can't move to 115, stay with an older SDK because
Yeah, I'll respond to this after the meeting. Okay, and I'm gonna put this in the backlog. Okay, I'm dealing with this after this. So yeah, that looks like everything. Does anybody have a bug that they'd like to bring up and discuss here? If not, Jonathan, I think you had something you wanted to talk about.
The Helm thing?
Yeah. So I guess what we need to do is figure out if that's breaking on kind. And I'll also try it on my own machine with Minikube and see if I'm having any issues.
Okay.
And I'll get back to you about that. But yeah, Slack me, or right, you were following the quick start. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's as soon as I deploy the controller manager pod just gets stuck in a crash loop back off.
Okay. Can you send me what Minikube version you're using in Slack?
Sure.
All right. Is there anything else anybody would like to talk about? All right. I'll take that as a no.
I'm good.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. Productive meeting. And I will see you all on Wednesday for the monthly meeting. Oh,
Perfect.
one more thing before everybody goes. If you have been assigned an issue in the 1.4 milestone, we are cutting a release on Wednesday. So either try and submit a PR today, tomorrow at the latest. We'll try and get those reviewed. And then if you can't do that, then move your issue to a later milestone. And if you can't do that, ask one of the maintainers to do that for you. Any questions on that?
Nope.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. And we will see you on Wednesday.
Thanks, Eric.
Thank you.
Thanks, Eric.
Thanks, Mike.